I gained 70 pounds and ruined my relationship. I am 24 years old. I want to start by saying I don't blame her at all. She's a great girl, and I pushed our relationship to the breaking point by gaining so much weight that I am no longer attractive. It is entirely my fault, so I'm not angry with her. The problem is that the frequency and increasing cruelty of her comments are starting to get to me. Maybe I don't have a right to feel this way. I don't know. I gained almost 70 pounds during our 2-year relationship. It was a mix of depression, drinking, and completely letting go of my diet. When we started dating, I was fit, but over this time, I managed to hit 258 pounds at 5 feet 11 inches. I look disgusting. I can't even bring myself to look in the mirror. She brought it up after I gained the first 20 pounds, but now she makes about 3 insults a day about my weight. Behind my back, she refers to me as her morbidly obese boyfriend to her friends. I guess I deserve it, though. During a rare argument, she called me a disgusting fat pig and said she was counting down the days until I died of obesity. She apologized later, and we had a good talk, but she soon went right back to the comments. She also buys me clothes that are too small on purpose and once forced me to go to the store to return a pair of jeans, making a massive scene with the employees just to humiliate me in front of everyone. On top of that, she told me she would only have sex with me if I lost at least 70 pounds, saying she finds fat extremely repulsive. I understand people have preferences, so I just accepted it. Now, whenever she cooks for me, if I eat it all, she says I have no self-control. I developed such bad anxiety that I only eat a quarter of whatever she makes just so she won't say anything. My hands sweat and I shake whenever I eat in front of people. During Christmas dinner with my friends, I only managed a few bites because I felt like everyone was staring at me. I thought I should thank her for giving me that discipline, but I don't want to live with this anxiety forever. I hate myself to the point where I would rather be dead than live in this body any longer. I unconsciously suck in my stomach whenever I'm around her because she treats me like the most repulsive thing she's ever seen. I've just been taking it, but I recently managed to lose 7 pounds in 2 weeks. Since I'm finally losing weight, is it okay to ask her to stop making these cruel comments? Update 5 days later. Thank you all for your comments. I was honestly shocked that the vast majority said she was abusive. I was convinced I deserved to be treated like garbage for gaining weight, but I see now that partners are supposed to treat each other with kindness. I also realized how blind I was. She was entirely dependent on me for money. I paid for 95% of everything, including all the rent and bills, and I accepted it because I felt I had to make up for my physical appearance. But 2 days ago, on New Year's Eve, everything changed. I was in the bedroom when I got a text from an unknown number calling me a fat fuck and saying I didn't deserve my girlfriend. This wasn't new. I had been receiving anonymous hate texts for months, filled with private details about my life that gave me extreme anxiety. This time, on a whim, I decided to call the number back. Usually, no one answered, but this time I heard a vibration. It was coming from my girlfriend's bag in the closet. She had forgotten to put on silent. It was the biggest sinking feeling I have ever felt. She had purchased a burner phone specifically to text me anonymous abuse for months. She took time out of her day to systematically destroy me psychologically in secret, while playing the sympathetic girlfriend to my face, pretending to help me find out who was doing it. Something in me just snapped. I felt a rage I didn't know I had. She was at a friend's house, getting ready to go out for NY. I took advantage of her absence, packed all her things into bags, and called a locksmith to change the locks. I wanted to leave her in the past before the new year started. I texted her, "I found your other phone. I love you, but I can't put up with this shit anymore. All your stuff is in bags in the hall. Come collect it tomorrow. I changed the locks, so let me know before you come. Happy New Year." Her reaction was pure chaos. First, she called me crying, apologizing, saying she was just doing it out of love to motivate me to lose weight. I almost believed her, but I held my ground and hung up. 2 minutes later, she called back completely unhinged, screaming that I was a disgusting piece of shit and that she never loved me. She screamed that she thought of her ex every time we had sex and brought up my family trauma, mocking the fact that my mother was an abusive addict and my dad abandoned me when I was 10. I blocked her. She then used her friend's phone to call and scream, that I was leaving her homeless on NY. That was a lie. I had given her 500 pounds a few days prior, and she had parents and money for a hotel. Still, she posted on Instagram that I had left her stranded over a little misunderstanding, and her friends started flooding me with hate messages. Her mother even called to say she was contacting the police and that it was laughable a guy looking like me would dare break up with her daughter. The drama twisted when her friend called me from a different number. She told me they had kicked my ex out of their house because she had gone completely ballistic, screaming abuse at me over the phone and threatening them, saying she was going to kill me. At 2 a.m., my ex showed up at my house. She started kicking the door and threw a rock through the window. She was screaming and crying through the letterbox. Since my brother was there to back me up, I let her in once she calmed down a bit. She immediately tried to attack me physically, but I held her back until she just collapsed into tears. I felt terrible for her, but my brother stayed firm, called a taxi, and escorted her to a hotel for the night. The next day, her mother came to get her bags, screaming at me that I ruined her daughter's life. I feel awful and guilty for being so harsh by kicking her out like that, and her words still echo in my head, making me wonder if I'll ever find anyone else. Despite the pain, I am not giving up. I canceled my extreme fasting plans. I'm going to stick to a sustainable diet and get into therapy because I know it's not normal to hate myself this much. I am also quitting alcohol, which I use to cope with stress, cutting out over 600 empty calories a day. I feel sad, but strangely relieved. I feel like I can finally breathe. Final update, over 1 year later. Hey guys, it's been a little over a year since I posted this, and I logged back into this account because I found out my story was shared in a YouTube video. Honestly, it makes me physically cringe reading my old post. I was such a complete doormat. I let that woman walk all over me. I will never, ever let anyone treat me like that again. During lockdown, I managed to lose all the weight I had gained, and then some. I recently gained back about 10 pounds due to gyms closing, but I'm already working on losing it. The main thing is that I'm so much happier and healthier, and I've drastically cut down on drinking. My ex tried to contact me periodically throughout the year, but she seems to have a new boyfriend now. I sincerely hope she doesn't put him through the same hell she put me through. As for me, I've been on a few dates. No new girlfriend yet, but I know it will happen soon. I am finally in a healthy headspace to build a real relationship. Thank you all.